They fired him on a rainy afternoon, in front of students who still believed he was a hero. And by the next morning, the entire school was frozen in silence as a black billionaire's helicopter descended onto the playground. No one, not the proud principal, not the gossiping teachers, not the laughing parents, had any idea who that single dad really was or what mistake they had just made. If stories about hidden kindness, shocking justice, and emotional payback move your heart, like this video and subscribe to True Kindness Tales, because what you're about to hear will stay with you long after it ends. Daniel Cross had never asked life for much, just enough time to be both a good teacher and a good father. But life rarely negotiates with single dads. And on the morning his alarm failed and his daughter Lily overslept, crying from a fever, everything unraveled at once. He arrived 10 minutes late to school, rain dripping from his worn jacket, breathless and apologetic, only to be summoned immediately to Principal Harold Whitman's office, where the walls were decorated with awards that celebrated discipline, but not compassion. Whitman didn't ask why Daniel was late, didn't mention Lily, didn't care that Daniel had stayed after school every day tutoring struggling students for free. Instead, he slid a termination letter across the desk with cold efficiency, citing unprofessional conduct and failure to meet institutional standards, while two teachers avoided eye contact like witnesses to a quiet execution. Daniel felt the room spin. Not because of pride, but because rent was due, Lily needed medicine, and teaching was the one thing he was good at. But still, he stood up straight, thanked the principal softly, and asked only for a moment to say goodbye to his class. In room 214, students fell silent when they saw his red eyes, and when he told them he wouldn't be returning, a girl in the back cried openly while a boy asked if it was his fault for failing. Daniel stiffened. His mother had died when he was 8. His father? Gone before he was born. No name. No explanation. Just silence. He shrugged. Some questions don't have answers, he said. Evelyn's eyes filled with tears. Sometimes they do, she whispered. That day, she asked him to bring a small bag from her bedside drawer the next time he came. When he returned, she handed him a faded envelope with his name written on it, his full name. Daniel laughed nervously. That's not funny, he said. How do you know my name? Her voice trembled. Because I once loved a man named Thomas Harper, she said. And you have his eyes. The room spun. Evelyn told him everything. About a young love cut short. About a pregnancy she was forced to hide. About a baby she gave up, believing it was the only way he could have a better life. She had searched for years, but stopped when illness took over. Tears streamed down Daniel's face as the truth settled like a storm. Evelyn wasn't a stranger. She was his grandmother. The past rushed in, questions, pain, anger, but beneath it all was a deep, aching understanding. She reached for his face with shaking hands. I never stopped loving you, she whispered, even without knowing you. They cried together. Days later, Evelyn passed away peacefully, with Daniel holding her hand. At the funeral, a lawyer approached him, handing over documents she had prepared long ago. Letters, savings, and a message meant for Liam. Through loss, Daniel gained something he never knew he was missing. A sense of belonging, a truth reclaimed, and a reminder that love can survive even the longest silence. Life didn't magically become easier after Evelyn's passing, but it became clearer. Daniel returned home with Liam, carrying more than just memories. He carried letters filled with wisdom, encouragement, and love written across decades. Evelyn had left a modest trust. Not riches, but enough to lift the constant weight from Daniel's shoulders. More importantly, she left him a story, his story, finally complete. Daniel began volunteering at the hospital, sitting with patients who had no visitors, just as he once had with her. He told Liam about his great-grandmother, about kindness, and about how one wrong turn can lead you exactly where you're meant to be. Years later, Daniel would look back and realize that the hospital room he entered by mistake was never a mistake at all. It was fate, quiet, patient, and powerful, and it changed his life forever. If this story touched your heart, Please like this video and subscribe to True Kindness Tales. Your support helps us share more stories of love, loss, and the incredible power of human connection. Because sometimes the wrong door leads to the right destiny. He told Liam about his great-grandmother, about kindness, and about how one wrong turn can lead you exactly where you're meant to be. Years later, Daniel would look back and realize that the hospital room he entered by mistake was never a mistake at all. It was fate, quiet, patient, and powerful, and it changed his life forever. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to True Kindness Tales. Your support helps us share more stories of love, loss, and the incredible power of human connection. Because sometimes the wrong door leads to the right destiny.